All right, so
Is
welcome
this
to
the
the Breaking High.
microphone?
It's on. Do you need to test it?
No, it's fine.
We don't wear headphones
we
here,
don't
so we just
wear
we just
headphones here.
assume that the microphones work.
Cool.
Welcome to the Breaking Hyman podcast. My guest is Rikky Reed.
Feel like we're sports announcers.
We
man,
are
with the
sports announcers.
What sport are we announcing?
Pickleball.
Pickleball. I don't even know. How do you play pickleball?
I don't know. I think it's.
Does it
it's
involve
like
any
tennis.
pickles?
No, it's
Why is it called pickleball then? I've always wondered that.
because the court is green.
What?
I don't
Tennis
know.
has got green courts.
I don't know why it's called pickleball.
Oh, you just made that up.
Yeah,
You're a
I
fucking
did.
liar.
I am a fucking liar.
liar, dude.
I don't know why it's called pickleball.
Pickleball. Why is it called pickleball? Do you know?
We could Google it.
It's got a bunch of dicks. A bunch of dicks play it.
Yeah.
I guess.
They were interrupting the podcast big time.
Yeah, for the whole 30 seconds
disrespectful motherfuckers.
they were here.
Oh,
It's a
man.
nice day. It's windy as fuck outside.
It is. That's why we're doing this inside.
Oh, you usually do this outside?
No,
Oh.
we usually don't do it. We usually do it.
So
here.
there's other reasons.
yeah, exactly. No, so what have you been going on?
Dude.
Me and you bond over many things: comedy, a little bit of music, movies, a lot.
Dude.
What have you watched any good movies lately, dude?
I've been rewatching Quentin Tarantino movies.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, we could talk at length about Tarantino. In your opinion, what is the best Tarantino movie? What is your favorite? Well, not the best, but your
my
favorite.
opinion is very nostalgic driven.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got the same answer that most people got.
Fiction.
But
Yeah.
also, I mean, it's always sunny in Hollywood.
Always Sunny in Hollywood. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Or why the fuck did I say it's always sunny in Hollywood?
Hey, you know what? That's pretty
so weird.
close.
That's close enough. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I would love to see
It is
Sweet
always
D
sunny.
as in the Margot Robbie role. She's a fucking bird.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is pretty
That movie rules.
pretty good.
I need to rewatch that one.
Glorious Bastards makes me mad. It's such a great movie, but I get so fucking pissed every time I watch it.
Why?
Because if it would have been elevated to a whole nother level in cinema if Adam Sandler was the Bear Jew.
I do lament the fact that Adam Sandler was not the
And
Bear Jew.
don't get me wrong,
Eli
Eli
Roth
Roth
was good.
did fine, you know. But if that was Adam Sandler, that would have been fucking iconic. That would have been another. This would have been a moment in pop culture with Adam Sandler's Bear Jew.
Have you ever read why? Because I never really
I know
found out.
exactly why.
Did he not want to
was
put on the muscle?
No, he was contractually obligated to film funny people at the same exact time they were shooting Inglourious Bastards.
So you might even say that it's what's his name's fault?
Judd Apatow.
It's Judd Apatow's
Yeah, no,
fault.
if I
Fuck
could go in
Judd
time,
Apatow.
a lot of people say if I could go back in time, I would like kill baby Hitler or some shit like that, or I would meet my grandma or some bullshit like that. If I could kill back in time, if I would go back in time, I would kill Judd Apatow.
But if you
if I would go back in time, I would tell him, hey, this movie, Funny People, is going to get in the way of Adam Sandler starring in a Quentin Tarantino World War II drama.
Yeah.
So
And
maybe delay doing Funny People for a little while. You know?
And you would have had two SNL alum in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Mike Myers.
Oh, yeah,
was in
that
it.
was cool.
Yeah, is the British guy, and then you would have had.
I think that would have been great. Dude.
It would have been.
If that opening scene, or not opening scene, but that scene at the beginning where they introduced the Bear Jew, like that whole thing,
Where he
the whole
comes out
point
of-
of that, when
yeah.
he comes out the tunnel, the whole point of that, the suspense for the audience, the whole point was supposed to be Adam Sandler fucking walks out.
Yeah, I agree.
It was, and like people who are Quentin Tarantino fans and like big movie fans, they know who Eli Roth is, but the average moviegoer doesn't know who these eyebrows that just walked out of the tunnel are.
Yeah. Did you ever see the memes after the movie came out? Like they were like the Chuck Norris memes, but it was Bear Jew memes instead of Chuck Norris.
No, I never saw those.
So there was
ones.
one. It's like the sparkles on Edward Cullen's face are the Bear Jews cum. That was the funniest one I remember. It's just the Bear Jews cum.
I don't remember that one.
On everybody's face.
I don't remember any of those memes.
My
What
brother
was that,
showed me a few of them.
2008?
14.
14?
No, you know what? I could be getting this wrong. I think Django was 2014.
Django's 2012.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think it was 2008.
I usually get my movie years right.
2009.
Oh, 2009 was close.
2009. It was on, and Tarantino had such a long dormant period from Jackie Brown to Kill Bill. It was 6 years from Jackie. He did not make a film for 6 years.
Yeah, Jackie Brown kind of failed. And
Well,
it bummed
Jackie
me out
Brown, a
little
lot of
bit.
people point to that as his best, most mature film, and I love it. I think Jackie Brown's fucking great.
That's the one I gotta watch. I got Django, and then I've seen Jackie Brown before.
Okay, but you need to rewatch.
I'm rewatching all his movies. So
Now, when you go through and rewatch all of Tarantino's, do you watch like Natural Born Killers, True Romance, From Dusk Till Dawn?
No, I did From Dusk Till Dawn
Rooms.
for sure, but not.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever even seen True Romance.
Oh, True Romance rules. It's one of my favorites.
Dude, do you know he hates Natural Born Killers?
Yeah, because Oliver Stone really fucked with.
I fucking love that movie, man.
It's pretty great.
he
but
won't even watch it.
Yeah, well, and it's the same reason why like Charlie Kaufman started directing his own movies after, because he didn't like what Michel Gondry did with Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I'm like, that's a perfect movie, dude. I don't know how you could have
I
made that
think
better.
certain artists are like Quentin Tarantino's that eccentric type that's like,
do
no, that's
both.
not the right
Yeah.
way to do it. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, it's fine, man.
Well, it's just like Stephen King doesn't like Kubrick's The Shining, and it's like, yeah, it might not have been like your book, but it's such an awesome
But
movie.
didn't Kubrick make a little changes just to
Yes.
fucking fuck with Stephen King? Though?
Maybe a little bit, but
Do you got any bud?
I do not, man. Yeah,
I always thought that was this kind of podcast.
it
This was
usually is. It usually is, and I just do not have any.
that. Son of a.
Yeah. Shit, I might have some in my car. You talk while I go look.
Oh, okay. We're about to.
Just put a pause.
No, but yeah, I've been watching those, and they're still good. Oh, nice.
Have you seen? Let me sit down.
I was also going to bring up the.
Have you
Hateful
seen
Eight.
this trailer for this movie Americana? That has it's the new Paul Walter Hauser from
Yeah, I know that guy, that
But
actor.
it looks very. Did you see him when he was on AYG, like a few weeks ago?
Oh, I think I saw some clips.
Yeah, he was very, very good. I don't know if this is cash, but boom, there's at least a few hits out of this. Boom shakalaka.
Oh,
there you
cool.
go. Yeah. So,
I should have brought my own.
oh no, you're fine, man. Mikasa Sukasa. Yeah, no, there's a lot of really cool trailers right now that I have been checking out. The new Ari Aster movie that just won the Cannes Film Festival.
I didn't know about that. What was it
Shit,
called?
dude,
What's it
it's,
about?
what is it called? Ari Aster. It's got new Ari Aster. And it's crazy to me that I am 4 years older. It's called Eddington, and it's got
He did like Midsommar, right? And
Beau is Afraid. Me, you, and Derek went and watched Beau is Afraid. Have you rewatched Beau is Afraid?
I think I did. I think
I haven't
might
re-seen
have
it,
made-
rewatched it.
It's pretty. I mean, it's
the,
overlong.
The new fucking the new Paul Thomas Anderson looks amazing with
The one
DiCaprio
with- yeah.
and Benicio del Toro.
Oh yeah,
I'm
that one
really
does look
excited.
good. I like
for that one.
Benicio, honestly. Out
Benicio's
of those
great.
two, I don't know who I would. Like, honestly, excited to see them both on screen together. That's fucking awesome. Benicio always has great chemistry with these other like big name actors.
Very much.
He's
I really
just-
liked Inherent Vice. A lot of people didn't.
I don't think I saw that one, but
it
I
was
watched-
the Paul Thomas Anderson.
I saw Sicario recently, and that shit was
Oh, you
fucking
rewatched Sicario?
fire. Yeah.
Did you watch Sicario 2?
Yeah,
Pretty
not as good as the first
Not
one.
as good. but
Pretty
pretty
good.
good. Pretty good.
I think the big thing that made the first one was good was the conflict between him and that FBI, that
Oh,
agent,
yeah,
and she was
yeah.
trying to not break the law. And they're like,
Yeah.
"We got to get this done." You know, that was probably what really made the first one good, and then the second one was just kind of this weird
Yeah.
follow up about
Yeah, it
his
didn't have
character.
Emily Blunt. And plus, the first one also was directed by, what's his name? God damn it, what is his name? The Dune guy.
Ridley Scott.
Denis Villeneuve.
Oh,
Denis
I
Villeneuve.
know.
Oh, you didn't know that? So
You're like
Din-
an IMDb page. Man.
Well, I mean, I follow directors I really like. And Denis Villeneuve is one of my favorite directors. Did you watch the Dune series, Dune Prophecy?
No, everything Dune I think is boring.
That's what it's funny. It's funny because I know you and Russell don't always see eye to eye, but he also does not like the Dune series. He's like,
Yeah.
I tried to watch that. Fuck Dune, and I'm like, dude,
Yeah, I
come
tried to
on,
watch-
I love Dune.
I tried to watch the movie and I don't know, it's just
The
like
Chalamet.
Yeah, and it's
I
just
love it.
like
It's
I
very-
feel like there's so much backstory that you got to have already, and there's all this investment in the world that
That is
I just it's just not, I
that's
just
a
don't have it.
legitimate
I don't know.
criticism.
I don't know. Maybe it's because so much there's just so many IPs
There are.
in the world
Mm-hmm.
that I think my brain is reaching a point where it's like doesn't want to take any more in.
I'm kind of the same way. I will watch because I love Andor. Andor fucking rules.
Oh, yeah?
Best Star Wars property since the original trilogy.
Really?
Yes, absolutely, hands
Okay.
down. Best Star Wars property because it's basically a prequel to the Rogue One movie, which was a prequel
which
to
was one of the best movies since the original trilogy.
Well, when I was watching, I mean, if fuck you if you haven't seen Rogue One, but I was watching the movie. I was sitting there knowing what the premise of the film was. They're stealing the plans for the Death Star. None of the characters are Star Wars canon characters. You're like, oh, this movie's going to end with every single main character dying. How did the movie end? Every single main character died, and I loved that they had the courage of their convictions with that in killing off. Like, it's a dark movie, and this series is dark, and it's Cassian Andor's backstory and how he gets involved. It's basically like a Breaking Bad were in the Star Wars universe. This guy's constantly going to
Diego
get caught.
Luna,
He's always
did
on.
he get cancer?
Do what? Oh yeah, ha 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 ha. Yeah. No, it's so good. Yeah, he gets cancer.
He got star cancer.
He got space cancer.
Space cancer.
And the Empire wouldn't pay for his insurance
They wouldn't pay
premiums.
for his insurance. Yeah,
And he's like, I gotta steal the plans of the Death Star so I can get my
fucking cancer treatment.
And my wife, what's her name? What was her name?
Skylar.
My wife Skylar and my retarded son.
Skylar already sounds like a fucking Star Wars name.
Skylar
bro.
does sound like a Star Wars name.
His son is
God
half
damn it.
droid or whatever.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like,
He's
"Dad,
like, come on, Dad.
Dad."
I'm Finn. Call me Finn. Fuck.
Anyway,
That's fucked up.
His Andor breaking Andor.
Yeah. So, who's your favorite director?
Quentin Tarantino.
Okay,
I thought
okay.
that was
Yeah,
obvious.
Okay. That makes sense. See, I have so many.
I love a lot of directors.
What's
like,
the
that I
newer
really
one
love.
you really like?
Fucking. I like everything that Alex Garland does.
Alex Garland rules. Oh
lot of
man,
people-
Warfare was fucking intense.
Yeah, Warfare was great.
Civil War is like they took the war element of Civil War, which was really
Yeah.
intense. They're like, let's make that do a whole ass
Yeah,
movie.
and it's like, here you go. This is what we wasn't anyway, but
Yeah, I loved
because that's
it.
what people probably wanted from Civil War more, and they were disappointed that honestly, what people wanted is they wanted their side to be the good guy,
And it wasn't a side movie.
And the movie didn't pick any realistic, real world political side, and he knew that, and that's why I respect him for that. He didn't sit there and try to send a message.
Oh,
or
and
some
he's a
shit like
Brit
that.
too. He doesn't have a dog in the
Yeah.
fight as much as some.
Well, a lot
Isn't
of
he?
Brits
Isn't
still have
Alex
dogs in
Garland
the fight.
British?
Yeah, he is British,
Yeah.
but as an artist, because it's not just the fact that he's British, because there's plenty
Yeah.
of British celebrities that have a dog in fucking American politics.
Oh
for some
yeah, no,
reason.
a lot of them do.
So, but he just, as an artist, is like, this is art. I'm not sitting here trying to tell people how to think politically.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, that's what I liked about it. But a lot
Yeah.
of people have said that. But I really like Alex Garland. I like the feeling of his
I agree.
movies.
Do you have a favorite of his films?
Annihilation.
See, I need to rewatch Annihilation. I need to
I don't
rewatch
know what
Ex
it was.
Machina.
I know that other people have said it was boring or whatever.
No,
I am into
I
it. Like the
disagree.
whole movie, I think it's so exciting and interesting.
Well, Annihilation, I would put as a companion piece with the movie Under the Skin with Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, okay.
Because so there's sort of different sides of the same coin. Annihilation is like this alien entity who's like a world created inside our world, and then Under the Skin is about an alien living in our world and how she's like relating to fucking yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. I liked them both.
So the entity or the alien, you can't attribute human like consciousness to it, right? You can't attribute human like sentience. Like maybe it is sentient,
Yeah.
but it's not sentient in the way that we're sentient.
Yeah.
Because what it's doing to like in Annihilation, what it's doing to the world around it it's not trying to kill people.
No,
it doesn't mean to hurt.
It's
It's
just
not
a natural.
It's just doing what it does. That's what they're like. So in the movie Under the Skin, you would say that that's the same thing. Like it's doing just what it does.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really have any motivations.
Yeah, I mean, it's sucking the life. I mean, it's found. So Scarlett Johansson plays this alien, and she's finding prey. She's absorbing these men's life force, but as a attractive female, they're the easiest prey for her to get. Yeah. So it's kind of like it's really interesting, and it's I would recommend it. It's kind of Kubrickian in a way.
Yeah.
I love sci-fi though.
I watched Hateful Eight, the 4-hour one.
Oh yeah, I watched that one too. It's good, isn't it?
It's great. And then I heard about him talking about putting it on Broadway. I don't know if you can get away with white people saying the N-word that much on stage in a Broadway play. Do you think
they're
so?
In cowboy hats, yeah.
Every single night, fucking if they're doing well if it's a 4-hour show, it better be one.
Yeah, they'll have to do an intermission, but
and yeah, just do one show a night. Otherwise, you'd be doing 8 hours of performing.
Yeah, no, you could maybe do 2 on Sundays, do a matinee and then an evening show. We'll ask Rainey about it. Rainey could 100% play the Samuel L. Jackson role.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, the Lincoln Letter. Oh man, seeing Rainey read the Lincoln Letter part. Who would play the other roles?
Are we casting Lubbock comedians?
No. I'm just thinking Rainey because he's a theater actor. That's why I'm thinking Rainey as a theater actor. I loved The Hateful Eight, and you know what? Quentin Tarantino's biggest inspiration for that movie
The
was
Thing.
The Thing.
I was telling that to Jason. Jason's like, "Oh, you can say that about Clue too," and it's like, "Well, yeah, you can. You're right. You can. You totally can say that about Clue. They're all just adaptations of Clue."
Yeah, but, I don't know. Well, I mean, and John Carpenter kept making the same movie over and over and again. Like Assault on Precinct 13 is very similar to it's Sorcerer has a similar plot line. They're all like trapped in this thing, and the devil's in there, some shit. Like I love John Carpenter. He's one of my favorite directors because he did The Thing and he did Escape from New York, Big Trouble in Little China. You know, Kurt Russell back in the day.
Has he ever had a down part in his career? Or was it just has always been just like going strong the whole way?
I don't know. I can't think. I mean, he's a good comedic actor. He's a good dramatic actor. I don't know. I can't think of. I mean, there are Kurt Russell movies that I don't love, but I don't not because of him.
He's great.
He is, and you know his nepo son, you know Wyatt Russell's. He's doing his thing as Winter Soldier or not Winter Soldier, whatever.
It's not as handsome as his dad.
Yeah, you said that. I don't know if I would qualify that.
He's not.
Did you? Yeah.
Have you seen any other trailers? So I saw The Long Walk. Have you seen the trailer for that yet?
I don't know. Remind me what it is.
The Long Walk is Stephen King.
Oh,
it's an adaptation of a Stephen King novel, and it's about these guys or these people. It's not just dudes. I just call everybody guys.
Yeah.
Everybody's guy to me.
yeah. Why not?
Why not? So these people with like they go and they're walking. And they entered it's like a contest, I think, that they entered. Okay. And I don't know exactly what it is. It kind of reminds me of Squid Game because the contest is you got to walk 3 miles an hour. And if you go under 3 miles an hour, you'll get like 3 warnings. And
so it's like a shitty version of Speed?
Well, no. So everybody's walking, right? And you're walking down the road, and you got to go above 3 miles an hour.
It's got
3
Mark
miles
Hamill
above.
in it.
Yeah, he's the fucking evil guy. That's like
I did see this trailer
making them walk, and they're all walking, right? And they got to keep walking, and then the person to win the money, you got to be the last person walking.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it looks pretty intense, man. I'm interested in it. And then there's another trailer I saw. I saw a few trailers today. There's a fucking Jurassic Park in Vietnam. Primitive War.
Okay, does it take place during the Vietnam War?
Yeah, it's in Vietnam War.
Is it actually Jurassic Park property?
No, but there's dinosaurs.
That sounds cool.
Yeah,
I watched this trailer.
Like, what?
This movie called The Life of Chuck seems interesting. It's a new Mike Flanagan movie.
Is that the guy who did In Bruges?
No. No, Mike Flanagan's the guy. He's done... he did Dr. Sleep, but he's done those The Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah.
He did The
now I
Haunting of
know
Bly Manor. He did Midnight Mass, which was fucking great.
I never saw Midnight Mass.
Midnight Mass is so good, dude.
Or Bly Manor, I thought was boring.
I didn't watch it. I only watched.
What was the other one? Haunting at Hill House.
Yeah, Haunting of Hill House was good.
That was so good.
The reason I watched any of Bly Manor is because I know Greg Sestero, like from The Room, like you're tearing me apart, Lisa. The Mark, I know him through Alamo Drafthouse because he's been here a bunch of times, and he was telling me, he's like, dude, I'm going to be in the new Mike Flanagan series, the one that's the sequel to Haunting of Hill House. I'm like, you're going to be in that? He's like, yeah, it's a small role. I'm like, tell me more. So I watched it, and he was only in 2 episodes. I'm like, eh.
He was in it though. He was in a small role. He didn't lie to you.
Yeah, no. I know. He's a cool guy.
He's a truth-telling guy.
Yeah. Well, shout out Greg Sestero. Maybe I'll get him as a guest someday. One of the only celebrities I'm friends with. Not really. He's not really. I mean, he's kind of a celebrity. You're as
much a friend of his as he is a celebrity.
Ah, come on. He wrote a book that a movie was based on. Yeah.
I suppose.
Dave Franco played him in a movie.
Oh, sorry. Did I diss him? You're sticking up for him?
It's fine.
Is that your best friend? You're like, that's my boy.
No. He's
going to call me and say, what is this shit talking?
I know, right? No, he doesn't give a shit.
This shit. He's waiting for it to come out, man.
He's like, he's knee deep in 25-year-old coups right now.
I thought he was all about the whole Rattlesnake Roy network, man.
Yeah, the Greg Sestero podcast coming up next. Oh, man.
Well, what other trailers? So yeah, movies are getting.
I like there's more original shit.
Of movies being made.
It's not our existing IP. That's what I like.
Yeah, have some fun.
Yeah.
If you make Marvel movies, like honestly, at this point, if you're gonna make Marvel movies, they should be the best, best thing you're making. Because right now,
I thought Thunderbolts was fucking great.
I thought Marvel Thunderbolts was decent. I don't think they should have. Spoiler warning.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't think they should have killed what's her name at the beginning. That was dumb.
I didn't know who that character was, so I didn't mind that she got
Black
killed.
Widow.
Oh, well, she was the bad
guy. She was
guy.
Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Right?
But I barely remember.
In her life, she had been brainwashed her whole life to be an assassin.
So she had a tragic kind of existence.
She was brainwashed, and she was an assassin, a high-profile assassin, but brainwashed to do so. She was being an assassin against her will. Does that sound like anybody else in the MCU?
Yeah, Black Widow.
No. Brainwashed against her will.
Oh, Winter Soldier?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Winter Soldier, Bucky, and Taskmaster could have been like, oh, you were brainwashed? I was brainwashed. Oh my God, that's crazy. And then boom. They could have teamed up. They could have had like a relationship going on. Because Bucky's so alone.
Yeah.
He had Steve, but then Steve left, and he kind of had the Falcon, but obviously that relationship is fucked up. So that would have been the perfect opportunity for something to spark between him and Taskmaster. It doesn't have to be like romantic right away, but there could be hints of because like
so
how they did
like a Kevin Feige.
Yeah, but that could. I'm just saying that they did injustice. Like they feel like they fucked up the character in Black Widow, I guess, which they kind of did because he's kind of like a snarky assassin in the comics, from what I understand.
Yeah,
and they might as well have just. They did that. They gave him the Deadpool treatment. He didn't speak,
Yeah,
and but yeah, I envisioned taking that opportunity like. So she'd been brainwashed her whole life, and she'd grown up as an assassin. And they could have taken that and introduced this character into this world with all these skills, but not with the typical regular person kind of backstory. Something similar to Bucky. But I think they could have made her a little funnier than Bucky. A little more lighthearted, because Bucky's very serious.
Yeah,
he's like no nonsense all the time.
No, he is
and
very
she could have been like a little quirky. But not too quirky, but just quirky as like this is all absurd comic book shit already anyway. And she could have been, like how Yelena is. I just feel like they bailed on that character.
Yeah.
And that's the whole problem that I have with Marvel is they don't know what to see through. They don't know how to see the things through. They don't know how to commit to certain things. And
well, it's not like there's any lack of characters that they can pull from. They have
there is no lack, but
because finally, did you see the trailer for the longer trailer for Superman? And they've got what's his name? They finally have God damn it, what's his name? Nathan Fillion is finally playing a Green Lantern.
Is he Guy Gardner? No.
Yeah, he's not Hal Jordan. He's another Green.
Is he
Lantern.
Guy Gardner?
He might be Guy Gardner. I looked it up.
I
I'm like,
saw-
what's that? I was like, what the hell is that? Nathan Fillion? Because he's been wanting to have a heavier role because he was the voice of. They originally, you remember that little cameo from Howard the Duck at the end of the first Guardians movie? They wanted, James Gunn pitched him the idea of doing the voice. And he's like, no. I want to play a bigger MCU character. And this is the second DC cinematic universe character he's played because he was the detachable
kid.
Yeah, he's a detachable kid in the second Suicide Squad movie.
That character was entirely made up by James Gunn.
Was he really? See, I don't know the.
Yeah, he was entirely made up.
Yeah,
by James Gunn, and then for that movie.
But I'm looking forward to the new.
I am getting. It's not that I'm getting tired of superhero movies.
They are a little.
I'm getting tired of like the formulaic stuff, or just like the whole thing with killing off Taskmaster. They did it because of the fans' response or whatever, and it's like, where's the artistic integrity in that? Yeah. You know, like when they were writing comic books and writing these heroes, you know, did they get letters from fans and they're like, oh, we better change this because the fans. Like, I understand wanting to appeal to the fans, sure, but there's a way to go about that rather than just completely undoing that thing that you did. Yeah. Like they could have made her character more interesting. They could have given her they could have developed her more. Yeah. She didn't have any development. At the end of Black Widow, she was snapped out of it by Black Widow, you know, her brainwash thing. Yeah. And then we didn't really spend any time with her at all. We didn't get to know her or meet her at all. So there wasn't any reason for fans to even dislike her other than the fact that she wasn't the male Taskmaster that they think that they need. Like,
I would say that her death in the grand scheme of things in Thunderbolts kind of shows you how dangerous and kind of fleeting that life is, because they're like, we can go and get killed anytime on a mission, like it's just part of it, you know. And I kind of like that element of it where it's like, oh fuck, because none of them were enemies with each other. They were all put together or put against each other by what's her name,
Valentina.
Yeah, Valentina. Yeah, Barishnikov or whatever the fuck her name was.
Yeah.
By Julie Louis-Dreyfus, by Elaine from Seinfeld, Elaine Bennis.
What other movies has she been in? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was still all right. I think that they could have. I don't know. I think we didn't get enough Sentry. We jumped right into the void. You know, there's like maybe 2 seconds of Sentry in the movie. Yeah. And Sentry has like a whole thing in the comics and in the cartoons. Like, Sentry's a character that you see fight and do stuff. Yeah. Like, Sentry has a lot of things that he does in the comics and in the cartoons and stuff. Yeah. And then eventually the void.
But I think
that happens.
But I think they were just establishing the world.
And they took all of that though, and they just condensed it. So now we get no Sentry. Sentry doesn't, because from what I understand at the end, Sentry's gone. The only way that he can be like power now is he's going to be the Void or he's not, or he's Bob.
Oh, see, I don't know. Yeah,
that's what they kind of implied at the end. It's either he's the Void or he's Bob. Yeah. So he has to sit there up in the tower and just kind of chill while they all go out and do superhero shit. Wow. And he's chilling in the tower because he's the Void. And it's like, well, what happened to Sentry? We didn't get no Sentry. You know, it's the same fucking thing. And rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. We didn't get no fucking Black Panther Captain America team up movie.
Not really.
That would have been so perfect. Chris Evans and Chadwick, like, I'm sorry that Chadwick passed, and that was very unfortunate timing. But
he shouldn't have died.
How dare he die?
Dumbass. What a.
But
they should just get Jonathan Majors now.
They could have recast Black Panther.
Yeah.
I don't think his family would have cared.
No. The Boseman family hopefully would have been fine with it.
Yeah, they would have been like.
They could have cast him as a white actor though. Yeah. Because come on.
Ryan Gosling, is that what you're saying? Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, Ryan Gosling needs to be part of the MCU. They could just put him in blackface and be like, hey, everybody!
They could have kept the Black Panther character,
Isn't his sister going to be the new Black Panther or something?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, she's in the fucking Doomsday movie.
Oh, huh.
But anyway, I don't know. It's just the superhero movie, they fucking dominate so much, and they have been.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sound like one of those people that's like, oh, it's not cinema. No, it is. It's great, and the good ones are great. But there is a lot of fucking slop that they just keep putting out. Like, Sony, will you knock it off? You knock it off with whatever the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, the Venom. They need to stop the Venom movies. They need to stop.
I mean, I like the Venom was fine. Venom was fine.
No more Cravens, no more
But
Morbius,
all the other ones, because
none
Venom
of
is
it.
one of those characters where it's like, honestly, I'm happy that there's a Venom movie. Venom's great.
I haven't watched any of the Venom movies.
Venom's
not
great.
One of them.
Venom's great just as a character, and seeing him in live action, it's a bummer that you didn't get to see him with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
But maybe you will.
The fact that Venom is still like in live action and is there, he's got his own fucking movies.
Tom
dude.
Holland is like 12. He can play Spider-Man for another 40 years.
He can do it for sure for a while.
Yeah, he's going to
If
be
he
doing
wants
it
to.
for a while. Him and Zendaya are going to be doing their Spider-Man thing. So what else is going on, man? Have you watched any comedy specials? Because I watched James McCann last night, and it was fucking hilarious.
Is that Irish dude?
Australian, yeah.
He's got one of those accents.
Yeah, he's great.
No, that guy's funny though. I like that guy.
I saw him in person. He did him and Joe DeRosa were on the panel at Kill Tony on New Year's Eve.
He has one of the funniest jokes. I'm trying to remember how it went.
James McCann?
Yeah. It goes,
good
fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, it's even more, twice as much shame on me. Fool me 4 times, now you're just taking advantage of a vulnerable man.
Now you're just taking advantage of a vulnerable man.
Yes.
His inflection is
Dude,
sick.
it's so funny, dude. That's
I wish I could throw in accents, just like, oh, this is who this guy's from.
Can.
I mean, I do this kind of Jason Statham-y kind of thing for the D&D podcast we've been doing. What's going on here, you cunts? That kind of shit. It's sort of fun. But so what have you what else are you working on?
Dude,
lately?
I've been playing. I need to work on this fucking script that I was writing, but I'm such a
that's
bad
right.
procrastinator, dude.
I'm also
so
a bad
bad.
masturbator. That's what you said, right? You're
Yeah.
a bad masturbator.
That's what. Why do you think I'm procrastinating? What do you think's making me procrastinate?
Got this new
But,
fleshlight.
No, I just been playing that fucking game a lot. The Marvel Rivals one.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun because they're Marvel heroes. I know
Is it
I
like a
talked about
fighting
it on
game?
the last fucking podcast. It's a hero shooter.
Oh, okay. Like a first-person shooter?
Well, no,
side
they're
scroller?
third person. You want it to be third person because you want to see your character, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
You pay money for skins and stuff like that.
Oh, shit. So what
for them to wear
characters are
different
you in?
costumes. I play as most of the time. Who would I play as most of the time? Right now, I do a lot of Doctor Strange.
So is he like projectile kind of throwing
Yeah, so he's
magic
like
shit?
a tank. So there's
Okay.
3 roles in the game.
Okay.
There's duelist, and I think this game could be a metaphor for like the shopping cart theory.
Okay.
There's the duelist, tank, and healer. And
Okay.
the duelist puts out a lot of damage, but doesn't have a whole lot of health.
Okay.
The tank can put out decent damage and has a lot of health, but is
Okay.
a big target.
Right.
And usually is fairly slow moving. And then the healer can do a lot of healing, put out some damage, but is very low health, So that's
Okay.
how the roles are. And most of the characters in the game are duelists. And most people like to be duelists because the goal of a duelist
Makes
is
sense.
to attack people and
Yeah.
do combat and shit like that. And it's just so fucking annoying because duelist is the most is the funnest role. It's the hardest role to be fair. But it's so annoying that most people want to pick duelists. But the bottom line is, if you want to win a match, you got to have healers on your fucking
Yeah.
team. And there are people that play the game that never ever play healer. And healer, they keep the teammates alive, right?
Yeah.
So they set you up so you can get a bunch of kills and have all the fun.
So who are the healers?
The healers
what?
are like Rocket Raccoon's a healer. He
Okay.
shoots out these healing balls that
Oh,
give
nice.
you health.
Okay,
Mantis is a healer.
Okay, I like her.
Invisible Woman is a healer. So
Nice.
these people, the healers, have people that have the ability to heal you and give you health.
Okay.
And the duelist is the funnest. I understand that. I get why you want to play as Spider-Man or the Punisher, and that's blast. But when you go every single game and you just play duelist every single game, what you are expecting is for complete strangers to facilitate your fun in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
you
should
don't
take
have to sit there.
turns.
Yeah, you should take turns. Like, you got to play all 3 roles because they have to be filled in order for the match to be viable, right?
Yeah, everybody wants to be the lead singer.
Everybody-
but sometimes you need to be the drummer or the bass player.
it's main
Come on.
character syndrome is what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
And so that's what a lot of people deal with in the game.
Well, motherfuckers don't know their roles.
Yeah,
too.
they don't. And then, and what's
like-
really annoying is they'll auto lock the fucking duelist, and they won't get any fucking kills, and I'll end the match
really?
with more kills as a healer than
So
them.
when they auto lock, that means they
That means that, like,
they
immediate-
automatically are always the duelist.
well, whenever you first enter a match and then it goes to the character select screen, that means that they very quickly click on a duelist, right?
Oh.
So that you have to either pick a tank or a healer
so when
in order
you
to
aren't
fill
the
out the
duelist,
team.
what do
card.
you like to do?
I mean, I've done a lot of healer and I do a lot of tank. And Doctor Strange is a tank.
You said
because he puts out this big old shield and he throws these knives. But it's fun.
Sounds fun.
I enjoy it.
What
Doctor
system
Strange,
are you playing that on?
Oh, on Xbox.
Nice.
I am Rikky on Xbox. If you're playing, shoot me your friend request, I guess. Rikky, Riktous.
Oh, I always thought it was Rictus. Ricketus. Okay. Ricketus. Okay.
Rictus. Yeah. I've had somebody on the game call me Rikkitis.
Rikkitis.
He goes Rikkitis, and I'm like, I kind of like that. That's all right.
Yeah, it sounds more like a character from Lord of the Rings, like Rikkitis.
Yeah, Ricketus is supposed to sound like some kind of Greek fucking philosopher.
I was thinking you had rickets, like your legs get all bowed out because
maybe
lack of sunlight.
Lack of sunlight. Hell yeah.
I think that's what causes rickets. I don't fucking know.
But I also like to fuck with Captain America on the game.
Oh yeah, Captain America used to be my favorite Marvel character.
He's a fun tank in the game.
Okay.
And but my biggest issue with the game is Spider-Man. Spider-Man is an entirely different game within the game.
Yeah.
Because he's the most mobile character. So the game developers, the guys who made it, figured out how to make you actually be Spider-Man in the game. So he's swinging around and zipping around all over the place. And it's so fucking annoying. And whenever I try to play Spider-Man, I see how the mechanics are like a totally different. It's like a totally different game mechanically. And I don't want to fucking learn a different game. I'm trying to play Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, there's plenty of good Spider-Man games.
Spider-Man is the most popular superhero there ever was, objectively.
More so than Batman.
Yeah, I think more so than Batman and Superman. I think Spider-Man is the number one superhero of all time, objectively. So it makes sense that so many people are going to play as fucking Spider-Man. Well, but it's just annoying that every single match I'm getting harassed by a fucking Spider-Man or somebody in my team auto-lock Spider-Man, and then I can never heal them because they're fucking zipping around all over the place.
That is a problem.
So what I do in
what
matches is I try to my mains as far as duelist goes are ones that are really easy counters for Spider-Man, and I'll hop in a fucking match. I'll be like Scarlet Witch or Namor or something like that, somebody that really is good against Spider-Man, and I'll just kill their Spider-Man over and over and over and over again. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make the person who's playing Spider-Man on their team rage. Rage really bad. I want him to hate the fucking game. I want him to uninstall the game and never play Marvel Rivals ever again.
So you're trying to ruin this for
I'm trying to ruin it for this fucking 12-year-old. You know why? Because he's fucking ruining it for me, all right?
I think, are there like categories where you go in to play online games with like a multiplayer and you're like, I only want to play with people that are like above the age of 25. They're mature.
No, there's no way. You're always playing with kids. But I don't care. The thing about Spider-Man
that would go the other way.
Because so many people pick him and so many people make him his main and so many people make it their goal to learn Spider-Man and be like one of the best Spider-Mans ever. It's so bandwagon and it's so common that I don't feel any remorse for making them hate playing Spider-Man in this fucking match. This other day, I finished the match out 3 rounds. I think I had like 43 kills and then fucking 7 deaths as Scarlet Witch. And their enemy Spider-Man, he refused to switch off Spider-Man the whole match. I was determined. I was like, I'm going to make this motherfucker go negative. I swear to God, he's going to go negative. He's going to go negative. By the end of this game, I swear to Marvel gods that this Spider-Man is going to go fucking negative. And I made him finish the match out with 18 kills and 19 deaths. That bitch went fucking negative. Yeah.
There you go.
And you know what? He wasn't the best Spider-Man, so he's probably just some dude, hard day at work. I'm going to try to practice my Spider-Man on Marvel Rivals. And he made the mistake of practicing Spider-Man in my fucking match.
Yeah, he's like, this asshole from Lubbock, Texas is fucking up my shit now.
He doesn't want me to play Spider-Man. No, I don't. Fuck you, Spider-Man. Now I understand why he has so many villains in the comic books.
Yeah, because he's
a little shit, man. Yeah. He just swings in and then swings out.
And everybody hates a high school kid. Everybody fucking hates a guy in high school.
Yeah, he's super obnoxious.
There's a comedian, I don't know who it was, I can't remember now, but he's talking about how Spider-Man only works in New York City or a big fucking city. He's like, just imagine Spider-Man in Nebraska. He has no buildings to fly off of. What the fuck is Spider-Man going to do in Omaha, Nebraska?
He's like, going to be running around and
there's like one building. He's like, I'm up on top of this one now. Spider-Man in Lubbock, he's got 3 buildings he can go between. That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. Spider-Man is fucked in Lubbock. He's like, I'm going to stop all these domestic abusers. No, you're not. No, you're not. You have to go to people's houses.
So yeah, I'm basically my big practice in the game is getting good at killing Spider-Man and countering him because so many people play him.
Yeah. God damn it.
Scarlet Witch though, she has this ability. You don't even have to aim.
Yeah.
As long as you're looking at somebody and they're close enough to you, her attack just automatically locks onto them and starts doing damage to them.
Yeah.
So with Spider-Man, when he's flying around and shit, you just be like, yeah, it's just you're on a clock, you're on a death clock now, buddy, and then dead. All right, yeah. That's what you fucking get for picking Spider-Man in my lobby, bitch. Anyway, it's fun. It's competitive. They're competitive games.
I mean, there's a reason why you're like focusing on that, not stand up. It's like so much more fun.
And then part of the video games like that, especially multiplayer games, like part of it is just raging. My parents get mad at me because I'll be in the room raging. But like, watch any fucking streamer.
In what regard are you raging?
Just getting like, what the fuck? Or, you know, yelling, getting pissed off at the game, or just getting pissed off at this, or just mad that my teammates picked the wrong characters.
Yeah.
You know, they picked the wrong composition. Because I try to be good at all three roles.
Yeah.
And for a while there, I was just doing strategists like all the fucking time. And then I got into a match where I had like 3 strategists and then 2 tanks, which is rare. And it's like, oh shit, I have to do duelists. I have to do duelists now. I need to put out damage. And then I was like really fucking up at the beginning because it's like, oh my God, I'm not used to fucking being the one that's doing damage. So now I make it a point that I cycle. I go, you know, duelist, tank, strategist, duelist, tank, strategist.
Yeah, it's fair.
So where I'm playing every single role every match. And like, I can
there you go.
It's
so bring it back around. Tarantino, I don't think he'll ever do like an MCU movie. I think he's only got one more movie in the chamber.
That's what he wants to do.
I mean, he has said he wants to do TV and stuff and some other projects, but as far as like his canon of films, he only wants to do one more.
Does he really consider Once Upon a Time in Hollywood his magnum opus?
Does he?
He does.
Have you read the book? I have the book. He basically rewrote the story and then as it is a novel, like put it out as a novel. So it's a little bit different.
There's more to it because he shot like there's a 4-hour cut.
Fuck, really?
Of the movie, and he had to cut it in half. There's a lot more story with other characters coming on. Do you know Burt Reynolds was originally supposed to be in it, but then he fucking died?
Oh, in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah.
I think I maybe had read that.
He was supposed to be that guy who owned Spawn Ranch.
Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah, I think I read that. Yeah, and they got Bruce Dern instead to play.
Yeah, that was fucked
and then
up.
Bruce Dern died not long after they made the movie. So apparently I read somewhere that Tarantino had looked into acquiring the rights to the character of Luke Cage at one point because he's like, he's like, that would kind of fit my aesthetic. And he really, you know, and he has a lot of references.
He had a lot of offers after he did Pulp Fiction.
Oh, yeah, so many. But I think he rightly so chose to make his own projects. Like Jackie Brown was an adaptation, but everything else he's done has been original screenplays.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Nothing's fully original.
No, but they're his own stories.
That's his point, though. When people say, well, you stole from this and that. And he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I mean, Inglourious Bastards is the title of another film. I've seen the one from the 70s. You know, it's like got Fred Williamson and stuff. It's about a group of World War II guys, and there was like a black dude. And it's basically like not the Magnificent
And then
Seven,
Reservoir Dogs, like the whole plot of that movie is a section of like this Japanese like action thriller, almost plays out exactly the same. And when he was confronted about it, he's like, "Oh yeah, no, I took all that from that exact movie that you just said. I stole it from that movie."
A lot of Kill Bill is Lady Snowblood, which is a really cool Asian, like a kung fu kind of this samurai movie. This lady, they try and kill her, and she gets revenge, cutting off heads and shit. That's a cool movie. I saw that one at Alamo. I'd recommend it. Yeah, Tarantino just I
can't wait for his 10th. It's got to be good. It's gonna be good.
Paul Walter Hauser was supposed to be in it. He was like, but then it was the film critic.
But that's the whole thing about Quentin. He's got so many things that he almost gets started, but then he just for him to follow through on a project, it's really got to be perfect.
Yeah, it's got to be something he really wants to do. Yeah, and that's why I've never been fully disappointed in any of his movies. There's some that I'm like, I would have liked. Like I loved Death Proof. Me and you watched that one together.
Yeah, Death Proof was great.
I love Death Proof, but I like Planet Terror better. You know, it's just I just prefer.
Well, Death Proof is very much Quentin, and the Planet Terror is very much Rodriguez.
It is. Yeah, but yeah. And I was watching.
I think I like Dudes Proof better because of Kurt Russell.
Do you watch a lot of like 70s kind of?
No.
Yeah, so I would recommend watching a lot of the shit that inspires Tarantino. Because I watched this movie Walking Tall the other day. They did a remake of it with The Rock.
Yeah.
But the original Walking Tall, it's about this guy Buford Pusser who like moves back to like his hometown, and there's like these gambling guys that are running the town, and him and his friend go out there, and he finds that these guys have been cheating his friend at gambling. He's like, "Well, fuck you guys, you cheated my friend," and he starts a ruckus. In these guys that own the gambling house fuck him up. They like cut him up, they throw him in a lake, they leave him for dead, and he's like, and he goes and he starts smashing their shits up with sticks. Then he runs for sheriff, and it's like this war between this guy who's the sheriff of this town and these illegal gamblers that run whores and gambling and all this shit.
They left him for dead?
Yeah, they left him for dead.
Who was he played by?
An actor that died pretty recently named Joe Don Baker.
Oh.
Yeah, 73 was the original movie. But yeah, there's a movie called Billy Jack. There's a ton of really good. But there's a chase sequence where there's multiple chase sequences where they remind me of Death Proof, because he did all of that practically. He did not do any like CG or anything. Like he had, what's her name? That Zoe chick strapped to the roof of the car and a stuntman, you know. Yeah.
She doesn't know that she was a character in the movie until like the day of first day of shooting.
Oh, really? He's like, yeah. Because
she showed up when she was reading the script. She
Zoe
thought
Bell.
she was just a stunt woman. And she showed up and she kept seeing this character in the script called Zoe. And she's like, "Why is my name popping up?" And they're like, "Yeah, that's you. That you got." She's like, "I have all these lines."
She's basically playing herself in the movie.
She's like, "I have all these lines," and they're like, "Yeah, you're a character in the movie." And she's like, "Holy shit! All right." Yeah. And then she was in Hateful Eight. She was she
had a small role. Well, you know what her first big thing was? She was a stunt performer from New Zealand. She was
she was doing
Lucy. Well, no, yeah, for Kill Bill, that was how Tarantino met her. But she was the stunt woman for Lucy Lawless for all of Xena Warrior Princess.
Oh, that's dope.
There's footage of her with a black wig on, and yeah, she was Lucy Lawless' stunt woman, and that was like her first big job back in the '90s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then she met Tarantino via and the Carl Urban, I believe, was also a stunt performer.
Really?
Yeah, he was on Xena. He was in Xena and Hercules. He was a
character in Xena, wasn't he?
He might have been, but he started out as on. He might not have been stunts, but yeah. It's funny, and I was watching this documentary about Bill Cosby right now. It's W. Kamau Bell did it. Do you know who he is?
I think I saw your post about
it. It's so interesting. The reason there were black stunt performers in Hollywood is because of Bill Cosby. He's like, no, you just get this white guy and you put him in blackface for like shots of me doing stunts. That's stupid. Find a black stunt performer. I will. He's like, if you can't find a black stunt performer in Hollywood, you're not looking hard enough. And the reason, the reason why there were black stunt performers was because of Cosby pushing it through. And then there were like, he found a lot of them, and like for Sidney Poitier and Harry Belafonte and stuff. But prior to that, they just painted white dudes black.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, we're making progress.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, and also, he made tons and tons of Cosby made tons of progress in drugging and violating women. He made so much progress.
Yes.
Fuck that guy. But it's so weird, the dichotomy of like what he did for other people, and
human beings are very complex.
We are complex.
Who would have thought?
I don't drug and do that to anybody unless they ask me to. No, never. I would probably more likely be drugged because they're like, this guy's nice and he's got cool guitars.
This guy won't shut up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's probably for either of us. They're like, this guy would. Josh told me to shut the fuck up the other night when we were at IHOP because I was joking with the waitress. She's like, will you shut the fuck up? I'm trying to order my food.
Oh yeah, that would probably be annoying. He probably saw something that's like trying to sell it.
He's like, I want my eggs over easy. And I'm like, yeah, he likes his eggs just like he likes his dudes over easy. It was funny. It was me, him, and Mike Vasquez. The three of us were sitting there at IHOP. Oh, goddamn.
But no, what else did I been doing? I don't know. I watched I've been trying to cut down on my absorbing political content because it's not healthy for me. And just try to focus on improving my life.
Yeah, I don't
bent or just being so engulfed in what politics or whatever.
Well, and looking at politics, it needs to be taken largely with a grain of salt.
Yeah, because there's just so much information, and then there's just like
Well, and you don't know what the implications of certain things, because I'm not a fan of Trump, but I can't deny that he is doing some interesting things right now, like getting, to the Iran is eliminating their nuclear program.
Yeah, and then you just hear so much takes. Like I do hear all these fucking takes about Trump from the left about how much they hate him, but then you hear the complete opposite from the right. And
well, I mean, anybody.
I don't think he's. I think what it is, I don't think he's a completely evil dictator that's hell bent on. I don't think he'll ever be responsible for directly responsible for another human life being ended. I
mean, every president
take that
is
guy
responsible.
And shoot him. Well,
every president's responsible for that.
Like indirectly, but like as far as people, saying like when judges come out against him, and then people try to say online, it's like, remember, this judge isn't suicidal. It's like, nobody's ever accused Trump of killing somebody like that. Yeah. Never have I seen people. A lot of people have accused Clintons of doing that.
Yeah.
But nobody's ever accused Trump of actually fucking murdering somebody. So that's absurd. But it also is absurd. He's not. He's just a man. He's just a dude. He's not sent down by Jesus.
I will say one thing about Trump is I am very, extremely, extremely glad that he didn't get talked into running for president back in the 80s. When people were trying to initially get him to go into office, when he was younger, because if he'd have been in politics since then, his thirst for power and insanity, because I mean, he's obviously not a. I
don't think he's as hungry for power.
He doesn't have any. Well, okay, maybe. In the sense that every businessman is hungry for power. He wants.
I don't think
his way to be.
I don't think he's like Putin power hungry.
But he doesn't know what that level. Putin has. There's no doubt in my mind. Vladimir Putin has killed people with his bare hands.
Yes, absolutely,
absolutely.
And I don't think that's the kind of person that Trump is.
No. But Trump would. Trump.
I think that
is
he
like,
thinks
I don't want to know about it.
What the best thing is, I think he knows. He thinks he knows what's best for the country. There's one side that's agreeing, one side that's disagreeing, and I don't think disagreeing with him is like labeling him as a fat. Because a lot of the hate towards him kind of pushed a lot of people towards him.
I know it's so stupid.
The traumatic
it's
hate,
really stupid,
over the top traumatic hate. And then the Nazism, and like Chris Heiss made a good point when people were saying Elon Musk it's a fucking Nazi car.
Yeah,
Chris Heiss made a perfect point. Every fucking car is a Nazi car.
Every car is a Nazi car. Volkswagen is very specifically a Nazi car.
I hope he does well. I hope he does well. Why would you hope he does well?
Yeah. Well, and I hope not. I don't want him as a person to do. I don't want him to be any better off as president as he was, but I want America to be better off.
Yeah, and I think that's what he's in it. He's not in it for himself. If he was in it for himself, he could have just fucked off to an island. He's old as fuck. If he's in it for himself, he would have ran in the 80s when they were convincing him to.
Here's the thing. I think he wants legacy. He wants legacy.
Yeah, that definitely is a part of it, but not the kind of evil fascist legacy that a lot of people live.
I think that there needs to be another rule in addition to you have to be a natural born citizen to be president. You have to be 35 years old. I think if you are president, no relative of yours can be president for like 50 years after, because that would eliminate a lot of nepotism. George Bush should have never been president. George W. Bush. Like if he sets it, because he's not going to put his kid in presidency.
Has it ever happened other than the Bushes?
Yes, many times. The Roosevelt family.
As far as presidents go.
Lots of presidents have been related to other presidents. Yes,
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's happened to me. Now Bush is the most recent take on that, but I mean, I just putting any dynastic like the Kennedys. I mean, you could even look on the left. Kennedy should not be in politics after motherfucker got an RFK. Luckily, is not is smart or is charismatic as any of his relatives, so no one's going to blow his head off anytime soon. I think they're just going to get a lot of measles and stuff. But whatever. Who cares about that guy? But politics are dumb. I hate them.
They're crazy right now because they're just such a loud accusation against the other side.
Do you follow what's his name, Andrew, the Channel 5 guy?
Yes,
Andrew Callahan.
Andrew Callaghan.
Yeah, I like him.
I like him. He's pretty cool. He's just a boots on the ground type.
Yeah, he is, and I think what he has to say is pretty interesting because. That's why when I'm going to Europe this summer, I'm like fucking going. I'm staying in hostels.
Where in Europe are you going?
Prague and Turkey, and there's political protests going on.
Stay away from London. Stay away from Ireland.
I will go
You don't
anywhere.
want to go. You don't want to go to those.
If I get blown up in a terrorist attack, I get blown up in a terrorist attack. I don't want to go to Paris though. I'm not going to go to an Eagles of Death Metal concert in Paris.
I saw a video of this guy. He was hanging on to he was walking with his wife in Paris.
Yeah.
And then this van pulled up, and these 3 guys in masks jumped out, and they tried to grab his wife and take her. And he held on to her, and they started hitting him in the head.
Shit.
But he just held her as tight as he could, and they kept hitting him. And you can see in the video, it looks like he's wearing a red cap, but it's not a red cap. It's just blood all over his head.
Did they kill him?
But
or
he's
was
just
he okay?
hanging on to his wife. No, another bystander saw what was happening and came over with a fucking fire extinguisher.
What was the
swinging
context?
That shit. The context is these guys are human sex traffickers, and they were trying to kidnap this woman because I bet a a beautiful woman from Paris who had a husband that you took her directly from goes for a lot of fucking money on the black market.
Yeah, but she's worth even more if she's Liam Neeson's daughter and is a virgin. Come on.
Yes, it's
the
very
girl
funny.
from Lost.
Human trafficking is very funny.
No, human trafficking is ridiculous. Just like every other stupid fucking thing.
That's what's going on in Europe.
Yeah.
And let's not get too much into
politics. No. I need to wrap this up anyway.
How long have we been talking?
Yeah, about almost 50 minutes.
Who else is coming at 3:45?
I actually am going to my house and doing a Zoom podcast.
With who?
With this guy, Justin Allen. He's based in Lufkin, Texas. I met him through my friend Dakota Price. But I wrap up this podcast because it's the Breaking Hyman podcast. I always ask, how'd you break your Hyman? Do you have a good losing your virginity story? And you don't have to get in any kind of details other than like how old were you, who it was, and was it a good experience?
She didn't know.
She didn't know.
And I told her after.
She didn't know you were a virgin. That's cool. Was it a girlfriend or just a rando?
No, it was this girl that I worked with.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
And then she had a boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
In another city, kinda.
That doesn't count.
She was in Lubbock because she was getting treatment for her drug addiction.
Oh, damn. So she was a crack whore. Sweet.
Meth
whore. But y'all were working together?
And and she broke up with me because I feel like it was because I wasn't like giving her, I wasn't like madly in love with her. I was very trying to stay, for the most part, neutral. Like, I'm not gonna fight super hard for you, which is probably why.
That's rare because usually the first woman you have sex with, you fall madly in love with her.
I was like, I'm here, and I wanted, and also I was trying, like, she was trying to use me to like get a hold of alcohol. And
that's not good.
Abusing again. I was trying to get away from that. I was trying to like be sober with her all the time instead, and I don't think she liked that too much.
Yeah. How old were you at the time?
So I was thinking like 23 maybe.
Oh, I was about the same age.
But then a few months after she broke up with me, she died.
Shit. I have also been with a woman that is dead now.
Yeah.
Drugs too.
Yeah.
Fuck,
I think
sucks.
it was fentanyl. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I just remember hearing a lot. I don't know exactly what it was, but I know that her DOC was meth. Shit. So to overdose on an upper like that, it'd have to be laced with something like fentanyl. Oof. People don't typically overdose on methamphetamines.
Well, hey, that's a very sad story. But hey, I hope she's in heaven, or whatever that thing is.
I know that she's not in suffering.
Well,
anymore.
damn. Do you want to end on a better note? Because that was kind of a bummer.
That was kind of a bummer. I'm sorry that my
That's okay.
was a bummer.
You lost your virginity to her before she died, right?
Then there was this one chick who was really dumb.
Hey.
And banged all my friends. Not like behind my back or anything.
Not me. She didn't bang me. I never banged a chick.
Just like,
that you know.
She really wanted to come around, to be around me all the time, and then she was like trying to offer it up to like my friends who didn't like her really, and were the reason. She's like, "Oh, fuck them too."
It's so sad when you encounter a woman.
I don't like treating people that way, but like if you're gonna be like a whore or a slut like that, you're gonna act that way. I'll treat you that way, not in a non-abusive way. But if that's how you go about your life, then I'm not gonna.
Well, there are a lot of sadly there are a lot of women that realize not realize, but they find out at a young age that sex is what they have to offer men, and that's how they ingratiate themselves into situations.
Yeah, so she got mad at me because I made it very clear
like
that I wasn't trying to be with her, and it was like, and she
it's
was
like, what do you
upset
have? What
about
else?
it. And it's like, well, you fucked all my buddies.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I know it wasn't a behind the back thing, and it was like okay, but you gotta understand.
She was like Jennifer Lawrence.
Those were your actions, and I didn't make you do anything.
Yeah,
you know, I didn't convince her to do that.
Yeah,
she did that. That was who she was. And for those reasons, I wasn't interested in maintaining anything with her. And I'm sorry. It's just that's just not who I am.
And that's what I call a broken hymen. Hey, thanks, dude. Hey, come see us do stand up at Lantern on Wednesdays, Bar PM on Thursdays. Are you going to be at Eccentric Comedy?
I'm going to be on Roy's next live podcast event.
Friday the 13th. It's Friday the 13th. It's Friday, June 13th at BPM Productions.
I'm pretty sure he asked me to be on that. If he doesn't forget that he asked me.
He didn't. He'll remember. Hey, thanks, everybody. I'm going to end this now.